Alright, so it's time to put the engine back in again, and this time we're doing it a little differently, and I learned a lot the first time. So I've got the two jacks on either side and then the engine in the middle, and that'll allow me to lift it on one side or the other to match up to the motor mounts, which I think will make it much easier. Last time that was kind of a challenge. And then I'll just turn it and roll it underneath once I get the car lifted up. So hopefully this goes a little easier than last time. Last time it's just tough to line it all up on one jack. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so now the engine is in. So you can see it's sitting up there on top. I've got the one here on this side is the one you put in first. It slips right in. These are the sides, so you just push it right up and drop the car and put that in. Got that side, well, I've got the mount there, but it's not exactly all connected. But I wanted to show you how we pulled this off this time. So I've got one jack on that side, the big 2x8. Got my other jack on this side. It definitely took some shimmying and some moving it around and stuff to get it all in there. But then, you know, it lined up, and then you can use the lift to drop the engine down at the same time and lift it up and made it up real well, and get it nice and level so it gets in there. So I learned a lot from the first time to the second time. So now I can start making all those connections. All right, so I've got my motor mounts and just about everything underneath taken care of at this point. It's funny, you do have to use a jack. One of the interesting things when you have the engine on that mount and that mount, it doesn't sit the way it wants to. It tilts, it kind of rolls. So actually it rolls kind of that way. So you have to get your jack underneath there and square it up so that you can get your mounts front and back. I'll say my mounts, it was off, you know, between the new motor and the mount holes, it was off just a little bit. So I actually widened up a couple of the holes on one of the mounts, and that gave me just enough room, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, something like that, to get it to line up right. All right, so you're looking at the old and the new exhaust. Well, in my original video on installing the exhaust, the question was asked, what's the difference in weight between the two systems? So it is the original there on the right came in at 61 pounds and a little bit, close enough. All the new stuff on the left came in at 41 pounds. So 20 pound savings, saved a third the weight, and the performance should be significantly better. So kind of an interesting little tidbit here on the second time around. And now we'll get this thing and put in. All right, so one thing I didn't really cover last time, but had some questions about, was the computer. And I'm standing here at the driver's door. The pass-through for the cable for the wiring harness is right here in the back, and it comes in this back corner. Your computer's mounted here at the back of the cubby behind the driver. I'm using a 2000 Celica GTS manual transmission computer. This one, you'll see it ends in a 1. That's one of the very best ones you can get. So it has the lowest RPM start of the lift and the highest rev limiter. So it goes from 6,000 to 8,400. And then I've got the monkey wrench wiring harness. This is the cable that goes through to your lift. The other cables are back here in the corner. I just pushed them through, so I'll connect all those up to this, and then really you're ready to go. You just got to bolt it into the back so it stays steady. I'm thinking down the road it would be really great to get a Power FC. Probably take advantage of the the new exhaust and stuff, but at least for now, with this computer, I've got an OBD2 works, so I can figure out if there's anything wrong with the computer. I should pass emissions without any trouble. I found this on eBay. It wasn't terribly expensive. I think it was $300. So that's what I'm using for a computer, and I am just about ready to get this thing rocking and rolling. All right, so everything is ready for start number 2. Mufflers on, oil's in, coolant's in, belts on, batteries installed. Everything should be ready to go, and since last time was a little scary, hopefully this time goes a lot better. So we shall see here in a second. good. Way better than we did last time. I think it just needs fuel. Doesn't sound very good.
Sounds rough.
Something doesn't sound right. Took it a second to get going. Sounds good. That sound surprised? Sounds just like it should. How scary.